My name is Gabrielle. Welcome to I Spy with my shamanic eye. I'm hearing it's flossing season, but is it? Perfect. Okay. Yesterday was really interesting. Trying to stream. Things were, Mercury was doing its thing, but that's okay. Let's start with some love, some joy, congratulations, celebration, a little OMG, because and always grounded in the truth. We seek clarity and honesty above all things. Sometimes it comes at the expense of feelings, but those are fleeting anyway. Again, these messages are here to help you, guide you, offer clarity and confirmation. Okay? These are general collective readings, so bits and pieces may resonate. It's rare that the whole thing. That's just not the way my type of channeling works, but it is what it is. But I say thank you for you tuning in ahead of time. Come on, baby, let the good times roll. Okay, so there is a shift in the energy. Yeah, Ace of Swords, yes. Spirit wants you to pay attention. Yeah. Things are calmer, cooler, collected. Right. Any anxiety is not coming from you, okay? That's what I'm seeing. Hey, doll. Grand Horizons. We have rolled into June. Oh, wow. Happy birthday to all June Geminis, This is what it is. All right, Holy Spirit, I open myself up to receive messages that serve the highest and greatest good to the divine collective. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Protect me as you always do. Archangels on deck. Now, mind you, these readings, time is illusion, right? So past, present, future. For me personally, it always feels past tense. So take it as it resonates, okay? Oof. I just saw an end to the black magic. That is awesome. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor, okay? And then we have the Magician on the top. So there are people who are quite curious, right? They don't understand. They want to know how you're able to balance things because behind the scenes, they've been doing things, right? Thinking you're not aware that were supposed to impact your ability to remain calm, your ability to uh, manifest. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of that. There have been strategic sorts of attacks, like it's given guerrilla warfare, hit and run tactics. But here under the moon is the Ace of Wands. And so there's always this energy, but God, okay? You don't have the power or the authority to do certain things to certain people, try as you might. And so these people have been Four of Pentacles, really holding on tight to trying to keep you in a lower vibration. But regardless of the things that they have done, you are still very confident. You're still very victorious. You're still moving in the directions you should be. They're quite confused by this. Very much so. Like your strength is antagonizing to them. And as much as they want to try again, I don't really feel, energetically speaking, that they are in the alignment of thinking it will be successful. It hasn't been thus far. Yeah. No, this one. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like these people are under very severe judgment. Ooh, yeah. Just the Emperor just showed itself, and then the star here and here, and so and there's strength. It really has been a solidification of one's faith. This sort of pursuit, their pursuit against you. So let's find out what their curious minds want to know. Huh. Ace of Swords. Look to the Four of Coins. Look. They want to know what will control you. Truly. They don't understand it whatsoever. Because the magic ain't magic. Magician, Tower, Five of Wands. Right. Every time they think they come up with some new clever idea, you hit a graduation point in your ascension. And so they got to go back to the drawing board. And every time they think they got something else, you're being rebirthed. You understand? Like you keep growing and growing and growing. It's just fortifying your strength to their attacks, Knight of Wands. Right. They know they should stop. Right. Because I really do feel as though not only have they been instructed to do so by a higher authority, but the energy from the cosmic forces are letting them know there's a mollywop. They're already in the thick of it. Very much so. And everything that they were trying to manifest for a chosen one is being manifested in their own lives. And so now it's like these very same people who came towards you to destroy you in some very foolish actions are now wanting you to assist them and show mercy and lenience to them so they can move on to calmer water. But no, that's just not how that cookie's going to crumble. You said you were up for the challenge, right? So this is the challenge. You thought it because it was one. Look at the Two of Swords here. It was one versus many, right? You thought it would be easy to best this person. But the divine does not invest in slouches, is what I'm getting. Wow. Okay. Two of Pentacles, please. There's Three of Swords. See? I feel like they're recognizing the error. The Three of Swords is an original sort of, but there's an error in it. Yeah, and look what's right beneath it. The Knight of Wands, and here's the Knight of Wands, right? I feel like these people are realizing that every time they attempt to hurt you, harm you, slander you, like communicate against you, whether known to you or not, it is met egregiously. Death. See? Oh, I'm sorry. I said Knight of Wands. That's the King of Wands. Right. And I really, that's, they did something, right? See, behind there's an effigy, there's a statue, and you see all the people lined up with their wands in hand going towards that effigy, statue, or something like that. And so, trying to tear down your memory, trying to tear down your example, your legacy, like really coming at you, trying to beyond distort, destroy. And it's amazing because it looks so bold, right? King of Wands, it's like, I ain't scared of you, like that energy. But the moon is sitting right next to it, and that's problematic because that gives cowardice. That very much gives cowardice. Let's pull for the moon. It's amazing, right? Because the King of Cups comes flying out on top of the King of Wands, and there's the Page of Coins. And so this makes me feel like this is someone who once had love for you, but something slowly over time started to manifest. What manifested? Honestly, the full emotional maturity of you collective. Four of Wands, Eight of Cups, Two of Wands, Queen of Cups, Hierophant. It really makes me feel as though you didn't stay. You know how when people leave home, your communities, you venture out into the world. Simply, you embarked on your own healing journey. To me, it feels like you went dark, you went private, you stopped sharing, you broke through the illusion of this foundation. It's giving fourth house energy. And it really makes me feel, instead of hanging around and casting, because there's a woman in a canoe fishing, instead of casting and reeling and casting and reeling in a lake that cannot support you, that cannot allow you to thrive, that cannot nourish you, cannot love you, all of those things that make you want to put down roots, right? You made a choice to go about your business for your own emotional well-being. For some of you, it's because you decided to strike out on your own accord, to have your own. And I really do mean that. You decided to get biblical about it. Not clinging, but creating. Okay. Star, Ace of Wands. Look, it was your destiny. You felt the pull of the divine. Honestly, for most of you, you are just too big for the environments for what you come from. And that's no shade on any environment. But I'm looking at the Ace of Wands twice. The Ace of Wands is here to describe the star. You were being pulled and led. They wanted you to deny your life purpose. Wow, they wanted you to be disobedient to the divine just to oblige them. Isn't that sad? And them could be anybody. Anybody who you're truly thinking of as I say these things. Those are the folks who really are here energetically speaking. They wanted to control you. They wanted to dominate you. They wanted to be able to utilize your energy, your power, your authority for their own pursuits. And that's just not the way it's supposed to be. Knight of Wands. And I feel like you communicated this. You did. Seven of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. And you didn't do it nasty. You set some firm boundaries. And because of that, these people energetically have never stopped chasing you, trying to pull you back into their vortex of lack and victimization, of you bowing and kowtowing to what it is they want you to do. They wanted you to submit to their authority instead of divine authority. They wanted to control. Again, it's so sad, but a light worker, someone whose sole mission is to love and to pour into the collective, a true messenger of the divine. Ace of Wands, Six of Swords, Seven of Cups, Three of Coins. They thought that you would not, I don't know, it's the energy is strange, right? Because it's like you were led to this information. Six of Swords. Their actions, their energetic signature. They wanted you to choose anything else but love. And they worked together. Groups of three, power of three, however you want to interpret it. But the number three is very important here. It's because your ability to manifest, to communicate, to talk to the divine, to talk to cosmic energy. As I say that, Star Empress. See what I mean? They wanted to control your ability to manifest. Wow. They didn't want you to realize that they were systematically trying to hold you back to maintain this power and control and position of authority. Ace of Cups, exactly. Right on top of the Four of Wands. Not Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles. More confirmation. And see, the Seven of Cups is here, Seven of Cups is there. They were quite confident that this would be successful with this group effort. Now they're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, trying to figure out how and what, like, they don't know how to do this anymore. Like, you're gone. And all your energy and all your creative force is gone with you. Six of Cups. Right. They're trying to replace some incidents from the past where they were able to sell you this wolf ticket, where you were naive, where you were asleep, where your defenses were not up. Not anymore. And it's amazing. Look, Seven of Cups is here. Seven of Cups is here. This is the in-between tarot. So even though this is the Six of Cups card, it's leading you into the illusion, into the fantasy, into, and I feel like that's what they should be realizing, that they were delusional, or they could have even tried to paint you as delusional. Maybe that you were double-minded in some capacity. that you didn't really have all these uh, divine gifts, these talents, that you weren't psychic or intuitive or a medium, all of these things. But these are all the talents and the attributes they want. Your creation, right? Your knowledge, your insight, your connection to source. Okay. Seven of Cups, Nine of Wands, please. Knight of Coins, Knight of Coins, Nine of Coins. See, they wanted to slow you down, block, obstruct. They wanted things to take so much longer because they were trying to impact how you felt about them. And that way you would, instead of being on the road that you're on, the one you're supposed to be on, you would still be holding the line with them and enduring long suffering. Hey, right. Their energy of winning it by all means, like the Five of Wands, no, Five of Swords, excuse me. They know this is coming down very hard. They do. Okay. All right, let me put these up. I like my table a little neater than all of that. I really do. It's amazing because all of these people have signed their name to their own destruction. They have. They're doing. What else do we need to know about this situation, Holy Spirit? You're still, look, Ten of Coins. Their obsession with your wealth, your abundance, your ability to manifest. Look at this shit. Nine of Cups, Seven of Coins. Look at this shit. See, that's what I mean. They all signed their name to this shit. And it really does feel like the ultimate spiritual pyramid scheme. See, double to the tower. They really are like, they keep expecting you to come back, right? And if you do, they're like, hey, open arms, we missed you. No, no. Every last one of these people, and it, regardless if these are blood relations, this is like family. People you consider like family, whether, again, blood or not, doesn't matter. Like, it looks very much like they've reached the point of no return. See how it says equality now? This goes from the Ten of Coins to the Ace of Coins. See what I mean? Like, that blast, like that energy, it's being like fortified. It's being sent right back to them. They're too heavily invested. And this goes from the Seven of Coins to the Eight of Coins. So it's payday. Right. Right. Out of all the things they could have created, right? All the things they could have manifested, all the ways in which they could have come towards you, collective. They chose this path. But I will say the universe would like you to experience the rest of Gemini season in this energy of the Two of Cups. Again, I started this reading by saying the spiritual warfare is over, okay? It is. It's done. At least for this segment. You are in a passage of peace. You should be able to feel it energetically. So they really do just want you here, raising your vibration, knowing your cup is running over. This is a time to focus on your health, your wealth, your vitality, all of those things. Right. See? Because I really do feel like the abundance and the blessings, that's so funny, there's justice, will be bestowed equally to all those who are truly deserving, as the hand of God holds the Ace of Cups above their heads. Continue to choose to do the right thing. Justice is here. Anything that you may have felt that you missed out on in terms of community, love, romance, all that, don't worry, it's all being balanced out. It was withheld for a particular reason. Again, energy that we tapped into the other day. All things are balancing out. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's pick this round up. Let's pick these up too. Right. You still sitting very comfortably in your position of power and authority. Keep choosing to wield that power correctly. Okay. Yikes. Hold on. Okay. Healers, you must do some healing, okay? Find new ways to recharge your vital energy. All right, Holy Spirit. Knight of Cups. Queen of Swords. Ooh. This is Gemini season, okay? So just remember that. Wow. So the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands, okay? Be careful. Look. Queen of Wands, Seven of Swords, King of Cups, right? Magician and the Wheel of Fortune, and the Devil's right behind it. Two of Pentacles and the Star. Now listen, real quick. See? There is a Knight of Cups coming towards you, collective. This person feels like they know enough about you to bring you out of this position where you're not accepting lovers. I'm not kidding, because the Eight of Swords is Gemini energy, right? You're not a damsel in distress. You were just not, you're not participating in the fuckery, right? Ten of Swords, right? Somebody thinks they know you, but it's a setup, it's a trap. I'm not even joking. Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords, Five of Swords, okay? Queen of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, okay? Eight of Swords, King of Wands, Five of Pentacles, right? This person is being sent in to tract from you, to take from you. to tank your energy, okay? Take your finances, take your time, tank it all, okay? We can just call this motherfucker tank, okay? They think they know. It's a setup. Somebody think they know your type. They know, what you looking for, what to say, how to say. Again, they want to put you at the bottom of the wheel. Okay. They know you are in full alignment with your destiny. Okay. But you need here's a tee-hee-hee right here. The divine's not going to let you walk into a trap. This person is being sent in by these motherfuckers to hurt you. Okay. To bring your life to the ground. Okay. Their strength, right? Thinking this is the way to sacrifice you. Little do they know, right? They gonna regret this shit because you expecting it. Yes, you are. Look, it's a reason they're in that order, and it matters. Hold on, I don't make the rules. Think they got you perfect little spicy, right? And so it's funny because there are people trying to show you attention, and you like, you like my goodies, my goodies, my goodies, my goodies, right? You're fully aware, right, of your position as low-hanging fruit. Sexy. Look at this shit. See? Look at you. Sexy. Right. Look. Don't. It's all about this. If you fuck this person, they're gonna tank your life. I don't know who they are to you. Okay? I'm just telling you now, it's the energy signature. And so if all of a sudden the hot light on, it's for more than one reason. You are right where you should be. You're on your path, doing your thing. Right now, all I see is your head down, you focused on work. That's it. Getting in shape, going to work. Balance, order in your life. You're not even worried about nothing like this. Okay. Yep. Whoever this Knight of Cups is, they definitely work for, we're just gonna say, a hierophant group. Okay. Your spirit team is already whooping ass. I'm telling you now. Yeah, I keep shuffling the deck, and this special invitation refuses to move. So I feel like this person could ask you out on a date. Now it moves. Okay. Knight of Cups, please. One card, Holy Spirit, one card. 10 of coins. See what I mean? See what I mean? This motherfucker is being sent in by a group of people. Look, there's a magician and a 9 of cups. This person is absolutely coming in and try to block your manifestations. To utilize it for themselves. Wow. Carrying some sort of trickster jinn spirit. 9 of coins. Sorry, 9 of cups. And the magician? I don't think so. Somebody said I don't play with demons. Yeah. 10 of swords. Exactly. Exactly. See the 10 of swords right under that? Exactly. They want to bring it into all your manifestations. I cannot stress that enough. So if you prophesize, if you're an oracle, if you divine in some capacity, they are trying to cause imminent changes. Butterfly, right? Because it will have a ripple effect. Queen of Swords, please. 4 swords, 8 of wands, King of swords. Exactly. I feel like whatever information they thought they knew about you, outdated. I feel like if this person already tried to approach you in some capacity, you have gone radio silent. This could have happened around the last full moon. Oh, wait, let me upgrade this calendar. But the last full moon was what? The 12th of May? in the sign of Scorpio, right? Because we were in Taurus season. Right. Okay, here we go. And the next full moon is on the 11th. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Look, told you. Look what's on the bottom. Hierophant, Ten of Wands. So this group is applying a lot of pressure to whomever this is. It could be a Queen of Wands, right? Because right under the Five of Swords is the Queen of Wands, right? This person is in some sort of energy. I don't know what to do, going back and forth, you know, to try to bring some sort of balance and harmony because there is a deadline. See that Ace of Coins? There, wait. It's right here. Ten of Coins to the Ace of Coins, right? And there's the Hermit. Like I said, strength. You went radio silence to the Knight of Wands, Seven of Swords. Exactly. Keep that. Keep that same energy. They're definitely applying a lot of pressure. Eight of Swords, please. Fool. Exactly. Fool to the Magician. See? See, when you lead by faith and not by sight, right? Even when people are pointing their wand at you, right? See that red feather? When they're trying to do things energetically to attack you, you're always like being shifted out the way. Things are illuminated even when you're not in direct knowing. The divine always comes through. Yo, silence is the best way right now because the less they know, the less they can do. Right. I do feel like there's a level of rudimentary magic, not to be disrespectful, but it is what it is when it comes to the Eight of Swords, especially if there's some sort of binding work that was attempted, don't work. Like that sort of shit works on a new initiate. It won't work on a magician, not a real alchemist. And so that's what they're learning. And I feel like whoever you are, you're bigger than that. Because I'm looking at the Hermit and the Strength card, right? Hermit, will, Strength, Hermit. See what I mean? Careful. Right. Ten of Swords. See, look, there's that fucking invitation. Like I said, Three of Swords, right? They want to get you someplace, look, under false pretenses. Do you win, baby? Yes, they do. Three of Swords. Mm, mm, mm. Wow. That's incredible. Don't take the bait, people. If you don't fuck with people, you got boundaries set, keep them in place. Look, Ace of Wands. See what I mean? Energy don't lie. I also feel like your power has increased. It has been regenerated, renewed. Divine is guiding your steps. Truly. Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Truly, your steps are ordered by the divine. King of Wands, Four of Wands. Look. Look at this shit. They keep attacking your stability. Yes, they do. This could be someone that you have lived with too. Four of Wands, can't ignore that. That's amazing. Came out to. All right, tell me more. King of Coins. So I feel like somebody putting on a big front, like they acting rich. This could even be somebody wanting you to visit their home. Again, there's an invitation here. It's a setup. Yeah. See, if you go, there's the tower. Or even if you think about going, I feel like the universe will intercede, but this is a strong warning, especially if you have a child with this person. I see images of a little girl in both pictures here. It makes me feel like this person's got some sort of energetic attachment to them. I'm looking at the Hierophant and the High Priestess. Wow. Told you that's who these people are. If you, this is almost like inviting an energy vampire in. You know what I mean? Like they can't come in unless you invite them in. This is like what you would be doing if you opened the door to these people that you've already set boundaries with, that you've already walked away from. And those types of people also. I also see for some of you, someone's going to try to orchestrate some sort of scenario, could be on the job front, that's designed to make you walk away. So if shit's been funny at the job, this is part of the attacks, okay? So you need to pray even more than what you're doing. Walk into the job prayerful. You know what I mean? Like, um, do your own research when it comes to the Psalms you need to read in terms of spiritual warfare prayers. The 91st is always very good. The 23rd is always very good. Um, hold on. La, 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 la. Okay, then Psalms 9 is very good to pray for overcoming evil forces, because that's really what this is. These are evil forces. It's not just one, it's many. Let me see. Psalms 9. The first Psalms 1 rather. Psalms 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor seateth in it in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. Okay? And he shall be planted like a tree by the rivers of the waters that bring forth his fruit in its season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he does shall prosper. This is the type of energy you need to be on. Like dealing with shit like this level of sabotage, like perpetual attempts, the ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drive away. Therefore, the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Pray the first Psalms. That's a beautiful psalm just for protection from those who wish to harm you. Period, point blank. Psalms 1. Work it out. Because this is wild. Yeah. Because these motherfuckers want to destroy you. And I mean that. But it's really whatever. I don't care. You're gonna be fine. Okay. Five of Swords, please. Yeah, see, look, they gonna regret this shit. Five of Cups. They gonna wish they'd have chose a different path. Eight of Pentacles. Star. It's your destiny. It truly is. They're literally working against cosmic forces, and I just think that's astounding. No matter what they do, no matter what obstacle they throw, you will be victorious. Six of Wands on top of the Five of Pentacles. No matter what financial loss, no matter what scarcity, no matter what bits of insecurity and or poverty, it's all temporary. You will overcome it as you always have. And for those of you who've never known struggle, even more blessings, right? But I think it's harder if you've never known hardship and then to experience it as an adult. No, you might want to read up on it. Prepare yourself. You know, this is the time to prepare yourself for the times of famine, biblically speaking. Because if you don't read the signs, boy, I tell you, you're going to be caught really with your pants down. Yep. So be on the lookout for some bogus ass invitation for some charming ass person showing up, but the energy don't lie. You're going to be able to tell this person's energy is fucking pushy and domineering and aggressive. Right. All right, Holy Spirit, can you change the energy, please? Oh. All that dark shit being sent back. The scales must be balanced. There is a cosmic balance. Okay? Just remember that. You might get away with something for a little bit, but the scales will always come back into balance. It is what it is. That's exactly what that means. Until you get it, until you process it, I'm going to keep repeating it because it's that important. You'll stop blaming the external world. Of course, sweetie. For all the things that go on. You'll be surprised at how you can co-create in real time the moment you stop pointing fingers. All right, Holy Spirit, what else would you like the Divine Collective to know on this fine day? Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, Two of Wands. Three of Wands. Look at that. Ooh, co-creation at its finest. Yeah, I feel like somebody really gonna feel foolish for doubting you. Ace of Swords. Ain't no point. Look, babe, don't cry over the spilled milk. I don't think you are, but don't do it. That's a lot. Somebody's trying to block an offer. Oh, yeah. If they do that shit, you... Okay, what's your question? Hold on, I'll just put these down. Just wait for a minute. Come back to that. Go ahead. I'll give you a second to type it out. Right back. Okay. Oh, you're very welcome. Okay. Boom, chicka boom. Okay. Holy Spirit. I need to. Oh, I just saw divine timing real fast. Fresh start ahead. What's next in Ray's career? You know her heart. You know her thoughts. You know her ambitions. You know her deepest thoughts on the matter. You know what she wants. You know what will put her in alignment in her path, her purpose. So Ray's ancestors allow a temporary connection for clear, concise communication. What is next in Ray's career? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. What's next in Ray's career? We have planting seeds. What seeds you grow, make sure you're planting good seeds in good soil. Generational curse breaker. They're past, breaking all the curses on your lineage. Okay. Everything I touch turns to gold. And miracles. Blessings unexpected. Blessings are coming. You might not be applying to the right markets because the first card out, planting seeds, right? It's about the soil. Your seeds are good. You do what you're required to do in terms of education, certifications. You know what I mean? Like you apply yourself is what that feels like. Hold on. But the environment, I know before I had asked you if you thought about relocation, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That's just what it's inspiring. Planting seeds, occupation. Okay, good. Perfect alignment by career choices. Generational curse breaker. Mature man. That makes me feel like leadership. That doesn't make me feel like an outside person. That makes me feel like that. Everything I touch turns to gold. Message. Beautiful. Miracles. Ah, family room. Hmm. Unexpected income. I cut the deck to change and gift, distant horizon pathway, main female. So there could be a mature man in your family, right, who will offer you something. It could be a job. It could be something in terms of a fleeting thought that you had that you're like, oh, and then it materializes. Hold on. Partnership. Yeah, these cards are doing it again where that invitation is just as soon as I mention it, right. That can make me think there's communication in limbo or a folder it shouldn't be in or something's in somebody's mailbox that it shouldn't be in. Hold on, don't mind me brainstorming. There's the King of Coins, more confirmation about the mature man. There really could be like a change in your career, not doing what you're doing currently, but it's something that will bring a lot more balance to you. Again, Two of Wands, this energy of travel or relocation. Family room, Knight of Cups. It almost feels, it's like a blessing, but a favor, but a blessing, but a favor. It's like a favor between this mature man and God that will show itself as a miracle to you. Because I'm looking at the occupation card and the Four of Wands, and so it could be more so like you're working from home, but no, it makes me feel like you're working inside of someone else's home. I don't know if this is a startup, but I do feel like this is coming in quite swiftly. Judgment, Knight of Swords, King of Swords. Like, you may be letting go of your previous career. Okay, well, that would track. Yeah, because I'm looking, the generational curse breaker makes me feel like it's completely different. But it really is a blessing in disguise. It's like that job, that opportunity is almost like an unspoken thing that you and God have had. I don't know. I'm seeing the mature man and the king of coins. And so that could mean you yourself in a more of a leadership role, like a boss unto itself, because the five is very much giving me Hierophant energy. I do feel like you will find your footing if you make that adjustment. At the same time, you may feel like you're juggling quite a bit, but it really makes me feel like this is a prayer, like something that you were talking to the divine about. Well, I could do this, I could do that, da, 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 da. But the hands over the mouth makes me feel like this is something that even you forgot you uttered or asked for in terms of your prayer closet. It just, I keep getting that. There is good communication coming in about it. But if you do take a change in direction in terms of career paths, it's going to work out just fine. And I feel like it's going to be lucrative. I don't know if this is structuring or restructuring or something, but the models, like educational models or standards or something like that. I'm just looking at this King of Coins and the way the child has the hammer there and the woman's behind in their these at the sculptures. model. This could require you to work very closely with. You may not have met this person yet. You may be training under someone who's exiting that role due to poor health. Huh. Because that could very well, you know what I mean? I know before I was picking up on that the school systems down there were really, really, really struggling. And this could be a partnership, a mutual joint endeavor that really fortifies the advancement of educational standards. Somebody really is like big picture thinking. Maybe that's something that you even presented, like a bigger outlook. I don't know. But there's definitely recognition of the limitations of the current, like, uh, administration is the best way of surmising what I'm picking up on, because it really does feel higher up behind the scenes. Like decisions, direction will be made according to your feedback, your input. And even I don't know if there was some sort of salary talk, but if what you asked for wasn't initially met, they're going to find the money to make sure they can bring you on board. I just saw that in there. That's going to be another telltale sign that that is the direction you should be moving towards, because the idea of it's not a loss, but it's more. Okay. Praise ancestors. What else do I need to touch on? What else about race? Now that's interesting, right? Because closed doors came out, and then gambling, and so no good job opportunities. The current job is coming to an end. Start all over. So there's definitely better opportunity coming your way. Again, that's why I was saying something about the soil, like metaphorically speaking, of course. Like it's not necessarily you; it's where you are, and if you stay where you can see your opportunities closing in on you, it will be a risk, and I don't think it'll be one that I don't want to say not recoverable, but because it says don't risk too much. All right, let me look at that, because the perfect fit, because the right position is there. You may, I don't know, I don't want to say you may end up walking away from your current position before you secure another one, but I'm looking at the six of coins here, and it's like just when you feel like you're at a critical, what do I do? Where do I go? Like, I'm tired of this sort of thing, but I spent so much time, 7 of coins, I'm invested, da 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 da. And it's like the right position, the right opportunity is there. So let me ask, if the job you just interviewed for is the actual position that's coming towards you, is the position Ray just in Page of Coins, Ace of Swords, 10 of Wands, 5 of Swords. It could be highly competitive. Could be a lot of stress. It could require you making very critical, I'm getting head over heart decisions. But yeah, I'm getting that is the opportunity. I mean, it would make sense. You said it's taking you over a year last May. Excuse me, Page of Pentacles. And so Pentacle energy takes time to grow, to, to show for it to surface. The conditions have to be right. And so had you taken that interview before, it may not have worked out the way you wanted it to long term. You may have found yourself that the environment was toxic, and that again you'd have been looking for an exit strategy. You'd have felt stuck. And so if there's been some sort of delay, that's for your benefit. Yeah. What will happen if she chooses to move in that direction? 10 of Coins. I feel like more opportunity comes with it because the 10 of Coins goes to the Ace. And so again, there's room for advancement. There's opportunity in this direction. And that is me specifically asking about the interview that you just went on. Not the one you applied for today, the interview, because that's what I was going off of when you wrote prior to. Now I can ask about um, the position you applied for today. Tell me about that opportunity, the position applied for today. Is there any longevity in it? There's the Hierophant. So it makes me feel like one job offers much more financial appeal, and the other one offers opportunity for advancement, where it gives you more autonomy. Hierophant lovers. These are okay. So these are a part of the miracles. These are the doors of opportunity swinging open for you, and it'll be like what you choose. Whoa. What did I just do? The one you did the interview for is the one I was pulling for the perfect fit. Hold if there's something that's completely outside of your wheelhouse, I feel like that will be too risky. Yeah, not to mention financial loss. Whoa. Right, I keep getting one of these positions qualifies in essence as your dream job. That is the one you need. That is the path I'm seeing you should go down. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Page of Cups. One of these truly is like inner child level, ecstatic happiness. Queen of Swords, you'll be able to shine, like really intellectual acuity on deck. Yeah, like this makes me feel like God is like placing this position on your lap. Ten of Cups. Yeah, see what I mean? Yeah, one of those is a lot of uncertainty, like almost like drama uncertainty. Like you're really gonna be able to shine. Okay, good, 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 good. Because I'm like, mm, I do like this because, like, again, even for the one you interviewed for last week with the closed doors gambling, it really is like, no, if you'd have sat for that before, it wouldn't have worked out well. Something would have come up, you'd end up leaving. Now is the right time, perfect fit energy. Ooh, okay, hold on before I let them go. Anything else that your ancestors want you to know pertaining to your career? I don't know if you're thinking about some sort of educational program or something like that, but I'm looking at self-made leader, businessman, look, intuitive, receiving downloads straight from the source, right? Passion, lust, but then there's the ancient goddess Isis. And so there could be a startup. Your ancestors are saying that if you wanted to, right, you could be like a founder of something. I don't know if that's in your wheelhouse, something you've thought about, opening this or that, maybe even your own. I don't know, but that's there. I also feel like your connection is getting much stronger. You're listening much more than you did. Yeah, if there's some sort of passion project in the back of your mind, I'm not saying right now. All I'm saying, I wanted to make sure I got everything from your peoples. And they like, hey, if you wanted to, you could. If you wanted to, it's in your wheelhouse. It makes me feel like in your repertoire, in your soul, in your Akashic records, it's already there. And so it wouldn't be too difficult for you to tap into that to make that a reality, whatever that is. Okay. I try to be vague because I don't like people throwing shit in, people swamps, you know, so to speak. But yes, you could be working for the, like, I don't know, like the man himself. I don't know how this works, but I'm getting like CEO or CFO or something like that. But you're gonna be with the boss himself. Like, you could be being trained as a replacement to a person in a leadership position now. Again, I saw something about somebody getting ill or they already know. I don't know if that's retirement or something of that nature, but I really do feel like you're being trained to, you know, replace if you accept that first position. Yeah. Wow. Oh, you about to be appreciated even more. All right. I hope that helped. I really do. Okay. Let me knock that off. Okay. Oh, you very, very welcome. And congratulations, because it looks like everything's like mwah, chef's kiss. It's a shame that, things don't move when we want them to move, but they move exactly when they supposed to. Let me keep an eye on the time. Yeah. All right. All right. Listen, I need y'all to really practice quietness, quiet your spirit when it comes to what it is you're manifesting, what blessings you're expecting, things like that. Because, people do their best to derail such activities. You see Seven of Wands Tower, right? And so if somebody can stop your success, they will. But I feel like somebody may be attempting to do that at their own destruction. Seven of Wands Tower. Right. I also feel like there could be great new opportunity coming in. And I don't know why. I want to see why this five of cups is here, because it's like, why would you? I mean, if you missed an opportunity, for sure, there could be something about communication, a timely manner of communication. You may need to take a risky step, you know what I mean, in order to get where you want to go. You know what I mean? As they say, scared money don't make money. And we're here for the experience, my spiritual beings. And so please don't let the limitations of your vessel be to your detriment. That's the difference between faith in practice and faith in knowing. Tell me first about the Seven of Wands Tower. I just saw the Nine of Swords. See, again, it could be fear. See. I don't feel like whomever or whatever this is actually strong enough to knock you out of your position. So no worries there. I love that. That strength came out. Beautiful. Okay. Whatever this Ace of Pentacles is, this is long awaited. You have been manifesting and knowing. Like, this is called a response to the universe. You said, hey, and here it is. You know what I mean? Let's see what this Five of Cups is. Now, mind you, the Eight of Wands is right beneath the Five of Cups, right? The Eight of Wands comes out with the Nine of Wands, right? Now, this makes me feel like it's amazing how the energy shift. You're a singular individual, right? Here's the Ace of Pentacles. We'll just say that represents one person, right? It appears that you're by yourself, right? Da 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 da. Full energy right in the middle, that you're, just bopping along the spiritual highway, just solo dolo. That's not it, right? A lot of folks, right, that I've encountered on my own personal journey started out with this energy of the lovers of the twin flame journey, right? As you learn, as you grow, it shifts into its true understanding, right? That does not mean there is not a spiritual connection to another being, okay? You may get a physical, a lot of times it's very spiritual because the work is intense. And some shit you can't do in partnership. You can't, okay? It is what it is. But because of that, right, it may appear one way. And so when someone comes towards you trying to knock you off your square, right? Trying to send things that will hurt, harm, and destroy, right? Thinking that you're by yourself, you're not. Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands. I want you to see the image depictions here because it's important. See, the feminine, right? You don't know this masculine energy is there dormant. They're asleep, right? Fire's burning. Fire element is masculine, right? Okay, down there chilling, sleep. She up there, tapping in to the internal masculine principle, right? So yeah, we do that. Same time, when necessary, that energy more than arises. It's not just a metaphor. So I feel like someone tried to attack you and what it is you were trying to manifest, because that's five wands sitting there, right? To knock you down a peg or two, to cause some sort of destruction. But the moment you got into real distress, the moment that, see how she's holding the light, the yin and the yang, right? So the masculine appears holding that sacred space for that feminine to do the work required. It's a true oscillation of energy. It's powerful. The same way I channel along with many others, that energy comes from someplace else. It's a choice. So there was a protector. You're never by yourself. There is a heavy energetic presence that is always there, lurking, ready to step in to defend. It's otherworldly, by the way. That's why they're in regret, because they didn't recognize that. They didn't realize that. There is a force literally protecting your energy. Tell me about the Fool here. Look, there's the High Priestess to the Empress. See? Born, quite literally. See the baby represented here. There's this the moon, and there's the sun. All of that is housed. There's a metamorphic component here. You see all the butterflies. Shapeshifter. We are what we need to be. Fool, Ace of Swords, High Priestess. We are what we need to be. Right. See? Knight of Swords, Two of Cups. This makes me feel that there is some like rudimentary type of education um, that needs to take place when it comes to alchemy and universal forces and, the Hermetic principles. And literally all you have to say is the word. The word. See, these, see the vessels? People call down powerful spiritual forces and they allow them to inhabit their vessels. See the highway? You don't know what you're fighting. You don't know what you're encountering. Mm. Okay. Eight of Wands. See, look. Five of Wands. I told you about the five wands right there, right? And there's the Nine of Pentacles, right? So all of these people, look at this shit. Look at this card. Huh. Look at this shit. Look at all the black robes with the red demonic eyes back there, right? All them people, all them entities, the legion of demons that have come forth, band together, to come at God's chosen. That's funny. I'm like, it's official. You've won. You have been crowned victor. Them red. I mean, when I say they glaring, they glaring. Three of Swords. Knight of Coins. Four of Coins. I feel like the biggest lie in all of this is that they were going to be able to impact anything about your purpose. That they were going to be able to control it, hold on to it, slow you down in some capacity. Mm-mm. That in some way, shape, or form, they had caused you some level of heartbreak. They didn't. The only thing I'm seeing here is that these people slowly but surely showed you how not to want them around. That you standing alone was better than having them surrounding you. Eight of Swords. There's the King of Swords. Right. It's so funny because it's like, as much as they want to know, the king is holding the tip of the sword that the page is presenting him. Like, stop, stop. I already know. Mm. They couldn't manipulate you in any way, shape, or form, and they know it. They couldn't put you in a position where you felt victimized. Even if you had reasons to, they couldn't do it. They couldn't trap your mind. And it's so funny. I feel like somebody attempted to patch things up here, but you understood that there was something. The Knight of Swords, Two of Cups, like there was some sort of communication, about, hey, let's get back on the right page, something like that. No, you knew exactly what it was. That was still part of a strategy, a plot, a scheme. Right. You knew it was nothing more than a temperature check. Not to mention, somebody really felt as though enough time had passed for you to get over what they did to you. No. You might forgive, but we don't forget. You might forgive, but you don't forget. Yeah. Ten of Swords, right. Why would you forget? So you could walk back into the same trap that you did before? Hmm. Yeah. You've made peace with the situation, Four of Swords. Someone feels like, strange as it may seem, some of the spiritual strength that you have is a result of these attacks. And so, thank you, right? No, 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 no. I also feel like somebody's plans got the kibosh put on them, different energies coming through. Like they had somehow thought they were, railroading you down a very destructive path, that somehow they had offered you up, served you up, right? They just was waiting on it. But, I feel like surprise that didn't go the way they thought it was going to go. Yeah, their plans didn't work. Eight of Coins in the block position, right? So all that talking and shit that they said they was doing on how they was gonna get XYZ done and da 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 da, and how they plan of attack was gonna work, and nothing. Nothing. Look, and that's funny. 7-7. People was warned. All right. What other information do we need to know? I just want y'all to focus on y'all brand new beginnings. Okay, it's right in the middle. Okay. So this could have something to do with the next, not Gemini. Wait. I'm ahead of myself. Yes, I am. Right, because we're getting ready to go into Cancerian season. Okay. Like we got some time, but you know what I mean. That's the next one up the back. Look, one, two, three. When I say things are in order, they are in order. Wow. Ooh. Wow. Somebody really thought the love that you have for them would supersede anything. Meaning that they never thought that if it came down to it, right? You know, that energy of fight or flight. Look at this Nine of Swords. You see, guys. Oh, please don't destroy these. I kind of like these. I'm just getting started with them. Yeah, the guy's laid out here. But see how the other one's standing over him, like, yeah, what? Nine of Swords to the Ten of Swords, right? Fight or flight, right? You can get so scared and nervous that you run away, or you can get so scared and nervous that you stand your ground and all hell breaks loose. And somebody's, I feel like, is trying to evaluate if they really have that sort of control over you, that sort of supremacy is really what it feels like. I'm looking at this Seven of Wands, and it's like, no, 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 no. Like they can control you. That's not what I'm getting. Because the Two of Swords here, it's like if it came down to it, right? If you thought you needed to, or the situation required the Devil to the Sun card, like you can get gully. You can get really, really, really gully. Somebody's seen it, by the way. You might be slow to anger, but boy, when it's there, it's there. But I also want you to remember that this could also be very much a part of that energy of them trying to get you to do something reckless so you fuck up your own blessings, your own abundance, your own opportunities. Okay, fool right here, fool right there. Right, Ace of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Eight of Wands. Right, like somebody wants to do something to get you to act out of character. Be careful with that. Right, because this devil goes to the tower. Tower sitting there, right? So this is fair warning, right? You could be firm, but don't get yourself in any circumstances or situations where you might find yourself behind bars. Eight of Swords. I picked up on that the other day, that somebody was going to try to do something antagonistic to make you jeopardize your freedom. Freedom is the name of the game. You don't want to be, I guess, restricted like this person is. Right. Words are words. Okay? Remember that. Words are words. And if somebody touch you, that's different. Somebody do something to you, that's different. But I'm going to tell you, you should always use the law as best you can. Okay? Yeah. Cooler heads will prevail. Yeah, see, Five of Swords. Somebody really wants you to do something reckless. Like there's some sort of rumor, some sort of gossip, some sort of just bullshit that somebody is trying to use as a type of attack. Because look at the red planet. Look how everything's all ooh, right? Be mindful. They just words, baby. Right. See, look, Three of Wands. They want you to know and anticipate this, okay? Be on the lookout for the dumb shit. This could just be somebody you walking, minding your business, going up your wherever, right? That's why you got to make every step intentional. Because the higher you climb, the more prevalent this sort of shit's going to uh, be. And this could come from men or women. It doesn't really matter, but this is, you need to anticipate this and how to sidestep it. Because there is somebody who's coming towards you and is literally leaving a path of embers on the trail towards you. So I don't even feel like they're being discreet about any of this. Lovers, right. This could be a couple working together who's talking mad shit. I'm looking at this Cancerian energy, and it's really making me feel like this could be a sibling and their spouse also. Page of Coins, right. Makes me feel like these people are like, how are they trying to manifest this into the collective's life? Magician, Ten of Swords, like literally they're trying to actually manifest it. But they're physically doing something. The Magician has all the tools, the Ten of Swords is there, but the Page, there is something tangible, something, there's proof, there's evidence. Interesting. Like, this is slander because it makes me feel like they're using their tongue, their words to try to cause massive endings in your life. And I feel like they tried to do this, they tried to snuff your flame in front of somebody that when they started, right, and they lifted that urn, that vessel up, somebody looked back at them like, what? What'd you say? That's an ally, that Knight of Cups there. And they identified this person as a hater. Five of Wands, and there's Judgment. Right. So there could be an effort of this, of these people trying to walk back certain elements because there's somebody has proof. They tried it with the wrong one and an ally showed up. Oh yeah. Right. This attempt to slow you down via gossip has been helpful. Okay, sorry, there's just a lot going on. I actually feel like the truth of this and the sheer recklessness of it all is you can't even defend it. Like, this, I feel like somebody's coming to you with proof, and I feel like you wanted proof, by the way, right? This sort of lie, slander, and gossip, this attempt to victimize you, right? And the fact that they ran across somebody who supports you. Oh boy, these people could be leaving your communities, your areas very swiftly, regardless if they're family. They may be forced to like relocate because of this. With Judgment there, it makes me feel like this could end up in court for someone. Could definitely end up in court. Like, it could cost somebody a lot of money. Ten of Pentacles could cost them their home. Right. Because of this. Because you intimidate somebody, you trigger somebody, Nine of Swords energy, you know, you cause a stir, some sort of emotional stir. Because why? You see they bullshit. Okay. But this could go to court for somebody. You could end up in a defamation lawsuit because of it. With this proof. And the fact of the matter is, these people were very heavily invested in tearing down your character. It's going to hurt. Yeah, they're going to end up in the Five of Pentacles, the poorhouse. Let me tell you, if you go outside, if you really go out your way to tear down somebody, you deserve everything that you get. As far as I'm concerned, you earned it. Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. This is the results that you wanted, right? You could have been a hermit about it. You could have just, minded your business, but no. So there, I keep seeing judgment. There will be court, and I don't feel like it's defendable. Somebody could say they mentally disturbed, Knight of Swords, Four of Swords. Seven of Wands, Six of Swords. No, 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 no. Because you could have left this alone. Somebody, you wanted this to see the light of day, so here it is. Yo, this King of Cups, though, like, keeps coming out. Could be Scorpio, doesn't have to be. Could be any water sign. This is somebody who's supposed to be emotionally mature, someone who's supposed to love you and uplift you. Look how the King of Cups is holding a child. Look at that. This is someone who's supposed to teach you. This is someone supposed to be a leader, a wise person. This is definitely somebody in the family. Cups energy, yes. Could be a Pisces. The Hangman just showed us off. But so did, Hangman goes to death. Yeah, these are rats to you. I didn't see the rats on the floor in this before, but yeah, they're definitely rats. See, this person could have been born the year of the rat. Yeah, it's a male family member. I promise you. Ten of Cups, King of Coins. So this person is definitely older, like 40s, 50s. Yeah. And it's sad because I'm looking at this matriarch looking figure back here, right? I know it's supposed to be a dude, but it looks very feminine or androgynous. It's the way the hair is. It's like they were guided to behave this way, instructed to behave this way. As they say, if you teach a child the way in which they should go, right? So, mm, yeah, this communication is coming in. Page of Swords. Somebody really has something they want to tell you. And I feel like they might have been going back and forth trying to decide if they wanted to, but they're going to. Yep, Nine of Cups. You have a right to know. Nine of Swords. Look at that. Seven of Swords. Yes, whoever this person is that's coming towards you to enlighten you about all this, they want to see these liars and scoundrels in their proper place. This person is the only one that has ever defended you. That is crazy. In your family. Quiet as is kept. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I got to go. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll do this again very, very soon. I greatly appreciate you all. Thank you for your likes, shares, subscribes, your personal bookings, your contributions, your donations, your anecdotes, all of those great things. Okay, they're funny. You guys are really funny, and I appreciate you. How about that? I appreciate you. Bye.